everyone, and welcome yourselves back to the channel. Today is the Waterloo Road Season 1 review, obviously analysing the 8 episodes, what I thought of the series, the pros and the cons, who I thought was good, and obviously ultimately we're going to be doing more videos expanding our Waterloo Road mind into other videos. So do let me know down below if you have any recommendations, and of course, spoilers ahead, subscribe and like if you are new, and of course if you enjoyed the video. And let's delve deeper into Waterloo Road Season 1, spoilers ahead, and enjoy. So Waterloo Road Season 1 was a terrific season. It had its issues, it had its quarrels. Kim Campbell was very unbearable in the first few episodes. Treadman came in immediately, was one of my most likable characters. Same with Rimmer. Um, yeah, as I said, there's been this reoccurring thing of not enjoying Steph's scenes or Lorna scenes or Grantley. Grantley's a very stubborn, homophobic person who is very backwards and doesn't have time for people on the regular. How you saw how he was with Rory, you saw how he was with Walker. Every kid that sort of appeared in their own narrative, he had an opinion or an agenda against him. And I thought it was kind of cool to see that, but also you feel for these kids having to go through life, not only suffering through kids, but even the teachers that don't want to support them. I enjoyed Kim's guidance in this series. I think she was one of the most driven characters and obviously one of the most special teachers. Treadman and Rimmer's relationship is one of the best in the series and probably the entire show you'll ever see, I think. I think Lorna, Tom and Izzy's relationship went on for a bit too long, and the fact that it actually boils over to season 2 is a mess for me. I find that Lorna is a bleak, bland, boring, and bitchy character with a psychopath nature to control Tom at all costs and believe she has rights over Izzy in who should be dating Tom. And I just wish, and I'm glad that she's not in it for much longer, but I also wish that was the final time we ever saw her. The Chloe and Dante thing also went on for a very long time, but also I'm glad it's concluded and obviously won't roll over to season 2, even though elements probably will, in the sense of Yaz, Janice, Dante, Chloe mingling in the school corridors once again. I do hope for the sake that Grantley mellows in season 2. I know he does at some point, but I can't remember when. Steph, I hope she has a bit more storyline and driven in season 2, because this season she was just tart and a flirt. Acting wise, she was appalling and terrible. 1 minute she was accusing Jack of all these things, to the next minute saving him from Lewis, which the storylines don't line up, but I'm glad she was the hero at the end of the day. Lewis was a fantastic villain. That's what I'm talking about. Lewis is a villain. Lorna and stuff weren't good actors or characters. It was just very one-dimensional. Lewis had good moments where he was nice and kind, but then he was homophobic and a bully. He was, he touched Steph. He did horrible things to Kim. He put a brick in Andrew's head. He almost killed Rimmer. He has done everything under the sun, and the fact that he got what came to him at the end of the day and he didn't go to prison for what he did is absolutely crazy. I don't know if we see him again. I'm pretty sure something significant happens in season 2, but I don't know if Lewis is involved in that. I know what the scene is, but obviously not going to reveal what the scene is if you've not seen up to that point. Yeah, for the most part, I think, Janice was a very well-developed character as well. She wasn't massively on screen, but, she was a bitch in the first few episodes, fully against Chloe and Dante, and she learned a few lessons after all the whole cheating stuff. She mellowed, she made up with Chloe, she was all for, Rory's episode. She was very good in that episode. The museum episode. She had a few good moments with Andrew. I just thought she was a very good character, and I think she's definitely one of the more likable kids. Mika wasn't utilized enough, but I think when she was utilized, she was very unfavorable towards her mother, and she was very much for Jimmy at times. Again, Jimmy didn't appear in the back end of the season after his story was dealt with. So I felt like all that storyline happened for no reason, because then they barely even visited him. So it was a bit all for nothing, that storyline, in my opinion. But I think as a whole, the pacing was good and bad. Sometimes there was too many storylines in one episode. Sometimes there was too less of a storyline. So you were just constantly back at Tom. It was Tom, Chloe, Tom. So I felt like you were just being repeated constantly. The repetition was massively and obvious, and I hope they don't go down that road again, because especially when you get into the 20, 30 episode seasons, you're going to be repeating yourself over and over again. Close like, oh, I did drive, I didn't drive, I did drive, I didn't. It's like, make your fucking mind up. I know it's all about going to prison and all, but as a viewer, it's hard to watch. It's cringy to watch. It's just ugh, So as a whole, it was an enjoyable show. Some great characters, some great storylines. As I said, I like how they highlighted the Huntington's episode with Walker, the homophobic episode with Rory. You had like the museum episode, LAE, or whatever it is. Kim's storyline. There was a lot of storylines that highlighted. That made you not always thinking about Tom's or Chloe's storyline. They made you pull away from that stuff and gave you unique and fresh storylines that haven't been told in the series yet. So, very good show. And altogether, I'm going to give Waterloo Road season 1 an 8 out of 10. I think that is the best rating I think I can give it. It doesn't deserve any less. You could probably give it slightly higher, but I think 8 out of 10 is justifiable simply because it did what you wanted it to, highlight some topics that are well known to the world of being neglected and not dealt with, and obviously brushed under the carpet. But I think it did a great job of its first season. So expect more videos from Waterloo Road. Season 2 obviously is next, obviously with the new episode dropping at some point. And of course, I'll be sure to cover everything Waterloo Road based going forward. So until next time, let me know down below in the comments your thoughts on the series. What rating would you give the series out of 10? And of course, subscribe and like if you're new and you enjoyed the video. Till next time, goodbye.